Should I start? One second. I gave you a question in the last class. One second. Okay, let's start. Yeah, I gave you a question in the last class. I've pasted it in the doc itself. Maximum rectangle. I'm pasting in the chat. I discussed the approach for it, but as most of you left the class, I will explain it again. Please go through the question once. If you've read the question, just think about the approach, and if you are able to think of one, just write in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. Can anyone think of an approach, or should I discuss it? Can you guys please interact?
So you can discuss.
Okay. Let me share my screen once. What's that? The question says that you are given a matrix. Let us assume you are given a matrix like this, and you have to return the maximum area of a rectangle that comprises of all the ones. Okay, like this is the maximum area, or it can be no, this is not a maximum area. Sorry, this is the maximum area here in this case, consisting of all one, and yeah, it is like that. So the approach. One second. Let me just make it clear. Suppose this is the matrix. Uh, for a rectangle, if we know that this is the base of the rectangle, if we have fixed this, that this cell would be included, and this would be the base of the rectangle. There would not be any one beneath it that would be included in the rectangle. No, there will be not like that. This is the base. We have assumed that. And if we consider that this cell is included, and uh, the height of the rectangle is this only 3, what we can do is we can just count the number of rows that have just we can just count the number of columns, sorry, such that it has the height similar to this. Like it has 3 ones consecutively in this, and this column can also be included, but we can see that this, in order to include this column, we have to include these zeros also. That is not the case, right? We can't include 0 in our rectangle. So yeah, we can't include this column in this. So only 2 columns will be there. We think it like this. This means that what I would do is I would just see that this is the uh, let me just 1 second. I'll just change the matrix. Yeah. If we say that this part is included in a rectangle, and what we can do is we can extend this rectangle this way and this way. We're just doing that. So how can we extend this? We can extend this only if these 3 are 1, these 3 are 1. We have to think that way. Okay. So for that, what I'm doing is instead of this matrix, I'm transforming this matrix such that it stores the number of. So listen to me. Uh, each matrix will store the number of ones that are appearing consecutively if we move upwards. Like here, only if we start from this, only one is there if we move up consecutive ones. But in this case, we can see that there are 2 ones. If we move from this is the first one and this is the second one. So yeah, write it 2. In this way, there are zero ones. So yeah, we would write 0 in this case. We would write 1 in this case. We would write 0 in this case. And similarly, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. This would be 2. This would be 3. This would be 0. So it would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 0. Is this clear? How am I making this matrix?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So for this calculation that the how much can we extend this rectangle further in this direction or in this direction, what we can do is we just, if we know this is the base of the rectangle, we can use this information in order to visualize how many ones are there and how much we can extend this rectangle. Let us assume that you have extracted 1 1 3 3, and we know for sure that this part is included in that. Okay, this 3 block, this 3 is included in this rectangle. So what I can do is I can just extend it until my height of the the value here is greater than equal to this particular number. I can extend it here because 3 is greater than equal to 3, but I cannot extend it here because 1 is less than 3. Okay. So this means that we can do this, and we have found our rectangle. So we can just brute force over these blocks, initialized blocks, and we just need to extend our width for this particular thing. So the area would be the height, that is 3 in this case, into width, that is 3, that is 2, sorry. So yeah, the maximum area would be 6. I can just brute force over it and just store the maximum.
Sir, there was a edge case over here.
What was the edge case?
It
One
was,
edge case is that if we have just uh, moved to the uh, last part, such that the array ends, so we can just limit the width up till that only.
I mean, like the array was 0, 1, and 1, 0. That was the edge case.
0 1
1, 0.
0 1 1 0. So this is an edge case.
Sir, do we have
Yeah.
to check all
No,
the
no, no.
rows for extending the rectangle?
One second, let me just answer that
That
previous
is a
question.
2 by 2 matrix.
Okay, okay. 1 0 and 0 1 and 1 0. Yeah, like this. One second.
Yeah.
0 1 and 1 0. So for this, this matrix, let us call is get this A, the initial matrix, and this B, the transform matrix. Okay. For this, A will be equal to B. Oh, sorry. Yeah, this would be the same. And for this, if we consider that uh, this is the block that we are starting with, width would be, we cannot extend it here and we cannot extend it here. So the maximum area would be 1. And
Sir,
in this case, this would also be 1.
sir, can you share the doc link? Can you just do it over there because you are lagging? Right?
Okay, okay, sorry. Yeah, now I'm writing in the doc. Okay. What was it? 1 0 1 and 1 0, right? Yeah. This will change to This will change to 1 second. This will change to okay. This will change to 0 1 and 1 0. If we transform it to b, okay. Then what we need to do is, if we considering this, 1 second. If we are considering this block to be the limiting height and the base of the rectangle, limiting height is 1, so height is fixed, that would be 1, and this is the base. So yeah, we can just extend it here or this side, okay. And we can see that height here, this is the end of the array, so we can't extend it to right. And for this, the height is 0, which is less than 1, so we can't extend it here. So the maximum area for this condition is 1 into 1, that is 1, okay.
But so yesterday you explained another approach, like we have to find the prefix sum and brute force over it left, right?
No, we discussed that. I discussed that we need to find the we need to find the uh, immediate element to the left that is smaller than this element, and we need to find the next smaller element. These two indexes, let us call them, if this is x and the x is the left limiting index and y is the right limiting index. Limiting index means that the height in this index is less than the required height rectangle. The height of the rectangle has been fixed by us, right? 1. So the limiting index would be 0, and the limiting index would be n in this case. And sorry, m, if this is the n cross m matrix. I discussed that only, right? So the width of rectangle would be y minus x minus 1. I discussed this only, right?
Mm, oh, I got it wrong.
Uh, I discussed this only. Uh, yeah, what I was discussing. 1 second.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. So what I was saying that uh, if we are, did you understand the approach, right? We would extract 1133 from here, and this would give the info. 1 second. This 1133 would help us to determine if we start from this,
Yes.
if the hello, can you just mute yourself? Yeah. If the if we have just 1 second. Just come here and we see that the limiting height is 3 in this case, because this block is included, and we have assumed that this is the limiting height. We are doing that because one of the numbers that are included, let us assume that we are creating a rectangle using this 6, 7, 8, and 5. These are the blocks: 6 length, 7 length, 8 length, and 5 length. So what would be the limiting height? It would be of these numbers only, right? The minimum of these numbers. Okay, do you get it?
Yes, sir.
So I am just assuming that this is the minimum of those rectangle. And if I assume that one by one, that this is the minimum or this is the minimum, I've covered all the cases. Is that true? So I'm just doing that only. I'm just assuming this is the minimum. This is the minimum in this case. So I'm just calculating width corresponding to this case. So that would be 2, right? Because this would be included. Would be 2. So I'm just doing that only. So for calculating this width, what I need to do is I need to use stack and calculate the next smallest element, because if I encounter 2 here, this is the limiting point, right? I can't include this because the height needs to be greater than equal to 3. So this is the limiting point, right limiting point, and this is the left limiting point. Okay.
Sir, the screen is freezed.
Oh, sorry. I guess there is some problem with this Microsoft whiteboard. Let us just take it here. Is it visible now?
Yeah.
Hmm. What was it? 11332. Yeah. You can see it, right? If this is the limiting, let me just highlight it. If this is the limit, if this is the limiting height, I'm considering this to be the minimum of those included blocks. If this is it, so this would be the limiting index, because the height needs to be the, we can include those blocks such that their height is greater than or equal to this 3. So we can include these 2 blocks. So I need to calculate the limiting indexes, left limiting index and the right limiting index. So limiting index is nothing but the first index that we encounter such that the height is less than equal to this, less than 3, less than this particular number that we are choosing. Is that correct?
Yes.
So we can use tag for it. We did a question like that only, where we need to find the, what we need to do was we need to find the next greater element or the previous greater element. It was something like that. So we use stack in this. It is similar, right? So uh, I will use stack to find these 2 indexes, and the width would be, let us assume x is the left limiting index, y is the right limiting index. So the width would be y minus x minus 1, because y and x are not included, and the numbers between them are y minus x minus 1. Okay. So we have known the height, and this is the width. So the temporary answer would be width into that height, and we have to take maximum over all of these cases. So this is the answer. Is that clear?
Sir, I did the similar approach, but I got the issues.
Okay. Is this approach clear?
Yes.
Did you try to implement it?
Sir, I have the code ready. I can show you.
No, no, no. Just let me. Was it accepted?
Uh, it got stuck in task case number 34 or something.
Okay. Let me just write the code for it. If it is clear, if this approach is clear. This is clear, right? Can you just write it in chat? Just write clear or not clear. Okay. Let me just write the code for it. I will create the, let us assume, change this name to A and this to B. So, okay. Uh, B, let us extract N and M from it. One second. Sorry. I'm calculating this in this way. I'm just storing a sum up till now. This was the, let us assume that if we consider this case, here sum is 0. If we start from here, I'm calculating it in this form. First, I will calculate B for these cells, that is the column 0. Then I will calculate B for column equal to 1, then column equal to 2, and similarly, yeah. So I will just store a sum up till now, and if I encounter a 0, sum would be initialized to 0 then, and then I would move forward. But if there is a 1 here, I will just increment the sum and move forward. Okay.
স্যার এটা কোন ক্লাস?
What? What? If aij equal to 0, sum equal to 0, else sum plus plus, and bij equal to sum. Is this clear?
Sir, the screen is frozen again. It appears after like 2-3 minutes. Lags.
One second. One second, let me change the. Anyone? Is this clear now? Is it lagging?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So I will.
sir,
Yeah.
can you show the code? Yes.
Yeah. So you didn't see this code, right? It was lagging before. So yeah, I will just extract the n and m from here. That is the dimensions of the matrix. I will just create a new matrix from here. This is the transform matrix. This will store the number of ones, consecutive ones that we have if we move in a up direction, move upwards. So yeah, I will traverse it in this way. First, I will calculate B value of b for first column, then I would calculate b for second column. Similarly, yeah, like this. So I will
Yeah.
start with, yeah, yeah,
So we are taking J for the column and I for the row.
yeah.
I will teach you. I will teach you.
So I think that student is a spam because he has not written any name.
I'm sure that the academic coordinator that we have here, the meeting host, have allowed him, has allowed him. So I can't do anything. Let me just move on. So yeah, this is J is for the column. So I'm calculating it for the first column. I'm just initializing it for the first column, starting with the first column. So yeah, first is the loop for the column, choosing the column, and then I will calculate the B value for each of the rows in it. Is this clear? If we encounter a zero, I will just put sum equal to zero, as sum needs to be incremented because we have encountered one, right? Is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, so then I would choose the row in it. I will just initialize my answer, print answer equal to 0, and then I will just choose the row j equal to, and if we have chosen the row, I will just the choose the column that would be the limiting height, right? If I'm choosing j equal to 1, in this case, if I equal to 2 and j equal to 1, I will be in this one, right? You can say this one. So the limiting height would be 1 in this case. So I can move here up till here and up till here. So I would extract width equal to 5 and the height equal to 1. So the area would be 5. I'm doing that. Okay. One second. I will just create a stack. One second. Yeah.
Sir, can you print the B arrow?
What?
Can you please print the B arrow?
Print the B here.
B, yeah, the B matrix. Sorry.
Okay.
You can just do it there. So,
Okay. One second. For delta equal to 0, I will say plus plus. For j equal to 0, j plus plus. See out. Uh, Bij, and then is it
J
here?
less than M.
Hmm.
J less than M, sir. Over there.
Oh, so yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so that previous function, can you just from that loop portion, can you just explain?
Which one? I've not completed the code up till now. The-
Maximal rectangle that for I int j equal to 0 from that till. Yes,
Here.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. What I'm doing is I'm
Then
Can you just mute yourself because it is echoing? Yeah. What I need to do is I've just created this B. You know what is B, right?
yes, sir. The
Okay.
transformed matrix.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So in order to calculate values in B, I'm just choosing the column, because if B value here is 2, I can use this value to calculate this value, right? You can see my cursor, right? If I
Yes, sir.
know the B value here, the B value here would be this value plus 1, or if it is 0, it would be 0. So I can use this, right? So it is easier for calculating the every value in one column first, then move on to next column. That's what I'm doing here. So I chose a column, and then I will initialize my sum to 0. Sum is the temporary value here. So sum initially, when I start from here, it would be 0, then it would transform to 1, then it would transform to 2, and then 3, and then 4. But here, as we can see that we encounter 0 here, it would become equal to 0. So it is just storing the number of consecutive ones that we have encountered up till now, from I equal to 0 till I equal to some particular value. Okay. So I initialize the sum to 0, then I would move down. Okay. If I encounter a 0 in this case, this is the condition. Sum becomes equal to 0. Else, this is the condition where aij equal to 1. Aij equal to 1, so I have to just increment the sum. Okay. And then I need to store it in bij. Is this part clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then someone asked me to output the B. Let me just do that. Yeah, this is the output for it. Is this clear?
Okay, sir.
Hmm. Hmm. So let me just delete this part. So I need to use stack for calculating the previous less element and next less element. Okay. The previous left is the left pointer, left limiting. Let us slide left limit, and here right limit. Okay. I will initialize the both of them, j equal to 0, j less than 1, j. I will initialize. If there is no limiting height, then the left limit is equal to -1, because the index, that is the limiting index, would be -1, because we can take up till 0th index, right? So -1 is the limiting index, and right limit would be equal to n. So if not, we have not find the left limiting, right limiting, so it would be the extremas. Yeah. So I will use stack for it. If stack is empty, no, one second. What I need to do here is one second. Hmm. While stack.top, what I'm doing is, uh, if you understood the question that was discussed in the second class, you know that we can find how we can find the next uh, what do we need to find next smaller element, how we can do that. Okay, we need to just uh, if we found that, let us assume that uh, aij is the bij here is the number, right? If there are two conditions, if bij is greater than stack dot top, okay, what I need to do is the one second. So for stack dot top, the right limiting the index corresponding to stack dot top would have a right limiting point that is corresponding to this j. Okay. No, no, sorry. One second. Let me just think for 1 second. Yeah. If bij is less than st dot top, okay, I can just say b I comma st dot top. In st dot top, I will store the indexes. If this is the case, what I need to do is I just this is the same case that we discussed here. Here, if we have traversed up till here, and we have found that this is the stack height. One second. The stack would contain this 0, 1, 2, 3, because here everything is increasing, sorry, non-decreasing. So yeah, the stack would contain this, and when we come here, I can see that these two indexes would have got their next smaller next index, such that the value there is smaller than this value, because for 3 and 3 is 2 is the small next smaller, right? So I can just store this index. So the stack would pop these two elements and would store next smaller, oh sorry, right limit of 2 equal to 4, because this is the fourth index, and similarly right limit for 3 is also 4. We would store it like this. Okay, am I clear?
Sir, it's kind of confusing.
Is it confusing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What I'm doing is one second. The stack would contain the one second. Let me just dry run it. First, the stack would contain all of the elements whose right limiting is not calculated up till now. It would contain all the indexes for which right limiting is not calculated up till now. When we start traversing from here, we can see that the 0th index is not calculated. So first operation would be like this. And then we consider then we move on to the first index, and then we can see that if the height of this element, there are two cases, right? If height of I is greater than equal to uh, height of st dot top, if this is the case, the answer for st dot top index can't be this I, right? Okay, because we need to find the next smaller, right? But here it is greater than equal to this height. Do you get it? Anyone?
Sir, in st dot top st stack, we are just storing the index, right?
Yeah. In stack there is just indexes. Indexes for which the next smaller element is not calculated up till now. So these can be manipulated, right? Later.
So greater elements can be considered, right?
Greater elements.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like we can create a rectangle, then
Hmm.
create with the
Yeah,
height.
greater elements can be considered, but here what I'm doing is I need to calculate the answer right limiting index for st dot top index. So if this is the case, it can be included. I can be included with this st dot top, right? If st dot top is the limiting, is the height, is the index that corresponds to the limiting height. So this is the limiting height, right? This is the limiting height.
Yeah.
So I can take I in this rectangle if this is the limiting height. I I don't need to find the indexes that are that can be included with this st dot top. I need to find the limiting point, such that limiting point would be height I less than height st dot top. I need to find that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if this is the case, I just need to push the element here, push I in this. And if this is the case, so the answer for the right limiting for st dot top would be I. And if we have calculated answer for st dot top, I can just pop the topmost element, right? And check these cases once again, because the condition for the index to stay in stack was that the right limiting for it is not calculated, but we have calculated the right limiting, right? So we need to pop it and check the conditions again until we find this condition, and then we push the I. And there is also one condition that st becomes empty. Okay, if stack is empty, you can just push it, right?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. We discussed a question like this, right? Why are you making me explain it again? Let me just leave it here. Hmm. Yeah. So what I need to do is while bij greater than equal to less than if the stack is not empty and bij is less than st dot b I st dot top, I need to just pop I need to just I've just found the answer right limiting of st dot top is I, and we can just pop the element from stack. Okay, then what I can do is okay.
Sir, that will be J, right? Why it is I?
What?
The right limit should be J, I guess.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, right limit should be j. Hmm. Yeah, thanks for that. So the left, so the element that is at the top of the stack This is the left limiting of I, right? Is that true? Because all of the elements that we have popped up till now, one second. Yeah, all the elements that we have popped in the stack with this while, these were the elements that appeared before I, such that their height is greater than equal to this height of I. So all of the elements are popped. So the topmost element in this stack would be the left limit of I. And suppose that if
Sir, the
stack
screen
is
is
empty.
lagging again.
One second. Is still lagging?
It wasn't lagging until now, but it was lagging again.
Okay. It's okay now, right? If stack is not empty, then we can also, then only we can do this thing, right? At the right limit. Yeah, that's okay. Left limit is listed at top. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think we have done it. So so here we can just do, one second, answer equal to max of answer comma bij into right limit of, one second, just take a bracket, right limit of j minus left limit of j minus 1. Is it okay?
Sir, the stack was empty, right? You are not pushing anything and you have declared stack twice over there.
Where? Oh, okay. Is this okay?
The stack was empty.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have not pushed the element. Yeah, after this, we can just push the element. Push bij. Oh, sorry. J, sorry. Yeah. Is this okay? Let me just run it. Then you can see the code. Where is that? Okay. क्यों दिखे मुझे तो सिरहाने मेरे equal to -1 in type. Okay, left limit of j. Here, left limit of j. Output 8, expected 6. 1 second. See, I'm doing the debugging in this. Okay. Okay. The answer got 8 here. What is the matrix? Okay. How did it get 8? Oh, this is M. Got 10. Okay. One second. Uh, I'm not doing that. One second. Really sorry. Hmm. Yeah. Is this part clear? This was clear, right? You can just see this once again. I just started from a, I just chosen the row that would be the base for this rectangle. Then I need to calculate right limit and left limit for each column, considering that I consider this column to be the uh, limiting height. Okay. If this is the limiting height, you can calculate these two limiting indexes, the left limit and the right limit. I initialize it to left limit to -1 and then right limit to m, because uh, if we have not found any indexes, so the right limit would be m and the left limit needs to be -1, because we can include the columns up till 0, between 0 and m -1, right? So that's why I'm doing that. Then I use stack to calculate the right limit and the left limit. I'm not explaining this again because I've explained it 2 times. And then if I calculated the right limit and left limit, this is the width. I'm just multiplying it with the height and just obtaining the temporary answer. And I'm taking a maximum over all of these answers. And this was a debugging part. My answer was not coming correctly, right? So I just output the answer corresponding to this particular index, this I comma j. Yeah. You can debug like this. Is it clear?
Yes.
You found a mistake, Nile?
Yeah, I just calculated all the prefixum once. Um, I didn't calculate for each and every time. I just calculated once for the whole matrix.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so what we can do now is I've used stack using that using the normal way that we use, but we can also implement it using linked list. Should we discuss that? One second. Let me do that. Stacks implementation using linked list. How we to do that? Does anyone know?
Sir, it's already covered in our curriculum.
Is it already covered?
Yeah,
Okay, what about Q implementation?
I guess it's done. I haven't attended class.
Okay,
This is done, I guess.
okay. Should I not do that? Should I skip that?
I am okay with it.
What about everyone else? Have you done it?
So stack implementation using linked list portion you want to skip?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can.
Okay. What about other data structures like Q and DQ? Is it discussed?
So DQ is not discussed.
Okay. So for that we can do that by using uh, double linked list. One, 1 second. We can use two pointers in that. Each node is pointing towards the next and the previous element. Have you done it like that? It is not discussed, right?
I don't know, sir.
What? Is it discussed? Nile?
Sir, I don't know. I don't attend classes.
You don't attend classes, okay.
Sir, we can do binary search.
I have to prepare for it, right? I can't just discuss binary search. I prepared for that implementations. I wasn't told that these were completed. So let me just discuss DQ implementation because someone said that it is not completed. So I
Sir,
need to
sir, are these topics like important, like implementation and all?
listen. These topics are important if you move to interview,
Yeah.
because in the interview they can ask pointers related question, linked list related questions, and pointers are also needed for binary tree and trees basically. So but if you consider competitive programming, I never use pointers
I didn't
because
get
they
it.
are proper data structures implemented for to be used in competitive programming, right? I never use that. I never use pointers, sorry. So but if you consider that coding around OLTs, most of them don't ask pointers related to pointers related questions.
Sir, I mean like the interviewer asks something like do an
Yeah, they can ask.
implementation.
There are many things, right? They can ask binary tree. They can ask binary search tree,
They'll ask you
and
to implement it.
yeah,
Oh.
there can be a
Through
question that it is already implemented and you need to do a traversal over it. It can be the case, but they can also ask you to implement it from base.
oops.
Hmm. So you also need to cover this, but if you consider only competitive programming, you don't need that. So I will just discuss it. First, I need to create a struct
So,
node. Yeah.
sir, which is the best website to practice coding? Like there are many websites like Geeks for Geeks and all that. Which one is the best?
If you are just doing it for the interview, I would suggest that you move to for learning or for practicing. What are you asking?
Practicing.
For practicing, you can. I use lead code for this interview thing. But for OLTs and online tests, I did competitive programming on Code Forces, sorry, Lead Code, nahi. Code Forces, Code Chef, and Ad Coder. I give their contests and their problem set. And I also did CSES. Have you heard of that? This is the CSES website.
Yes, sir, but I can't solve it. Well. Like the questions are little hard for me. Too much hard.
Yeah, so I did that only. Yeah, you can see it, right? These are useless questions. These are some are useless, so I left them. But I've solved most of them. You can see
Uh,
it.
Sir, would you suggest CSES because I mean, like,
Yeah,
is it
they're
outdated or
really.
something?
This is no, no. This is not. Nothing is outdated, right? You just need to find the questions that make you think a lot or improve your problem solving, right? This will never get outdated.
Sir, I was solving A2OJ earlier.
A2J, that ladder.
Yeah,
I never did that, so I don't know about that.
but sir, this CSES is unsolvable for me right now.
So just
Yeah, sir. First two, three problems are very easy, but after that, it's like unsolvable.
hmm. So you need to practice low level questions first, then you need to do it. I didn't just move to this directly after reading that. After learning a topic, I did not jump to CSES. I just practiced low level questions over code forces or code chef, and then I moved to this. Yeah, I know this is hard. This is solved by 4,000 people over how many years? There are many years, right? This is a really old problem set. So yeah. Uh, I what do I tell you? I I gave a whole day for these questions for this one question.
Each and every question.
What?
Each and every question.
No, if I found it that if I found the question tough, I would even give one day for it. I won't just go to that solution thing. I just think about it for one day. Can't you do that?
So
You
what
have time.
helped you? What helped you the most? I mean, like cracking the interviews.
What cracking that?
Cracking the interviews. I mean, the what
Cracking the
helped you the most?
interviews.
Yeah.
Interviews. I was really good in CP. That's why I cracked it. I cleared the round. The company specifically asked uh, DSA and CP to me, right? I'm really good at that, so yeah, I cleared that. But if you
Sir,
consider that development part, that is not my forte or strong point.
yeah, I was asking about that. They don't ask development questions or something.
Just one
Like,
second.
what do they expect from you? You
I was
should be.
selected. I gave my interviews in the intern part, right? While intern, they don't expect that much development from you, especially these big Mang companies, right? They don't expect that much. I just, I just made two, three projects, basic projects of WebD, and yeah, I did that only. Just basic full stack. But they discussed my projects for only 5 minutes, right? They have other 55 minutes or 45 minutes for DSA and all. So I really worked upon that 45 minutes because it is better, right? Yeah, you can't just focus on 5 minutes and expect an interview to go well.
What is the god?
Hmm. And if you ask about Google, they don't ask development. They just ask ask problem solving.
So they don't ask.
In They don't ask development part.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay, sir.
So it is just problem solving. I had two rounds, and my friends also gave this placement round. It was yesterday only, I think, 1st December. Yeah. So in that government, Google had three rounds, and two of them were like me, problem solving. That is DSA or CP, and the third round was basic HR. No one asked the development part. So yeah. But if you consider startups, they ask development questions because what do they want is that person should have some experience. But in these big companies like Mang and all, they they just want solving because they can their tech stack is very different, so they can't hire experienced worker because it will be the same as non-experienced because they need to learn from scratch. That's why. Mhm. Should I move on to the questions or not? We need to discuss more.
So suppose someone doesn't have any knowledge about development and that person is only focused on DSA and all that problem solving,
Yeah,
then the person will crack the interview.
I am that person.
Sir, is this case only with Google or
No, no.
is it applicable everywhere?
I was selected in four companies in my interview, in my intern phase. One was Google, one was Uber, third one was Sprinkler, and the last one was Salesforce. I cleared all of their interviews. So yeah, I think the topmost companies don't consider development would to be the uh, main point. They just require problem solving.
And later on they train you, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
But sir, if we don't have projects, then what to add in the resume to
yeah,
showcase
yeah.
our?
You need projects. I'm not saying that you don't need to add that. I just took basic projects. So I just uh, my intern phase started in August around. Okay, so I started doing development around June, July. I did that.
So this year.
No, no, no. I'm in the final year, so previous year.
Sir,
I'm not
what are the
then.
topics
I'm not.
you
I'm not in intern phase. I'm placed right now.
Yes.
Hmm.
sir, you get the PPO, right?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Sir, what are the topics you had been asked during the interviews of all these four companies?
Especially
Mostly it
Google.
was DP related in my case, but they also asked problems related to graphs and trees.
Sir, overall, how much time does it take to make DSA and CP very strong?
CP, it's different for different cases. Matlab, it depends on the person, right? It was just 8 or 9 months for me, and there is a friend of mine that took uh, 2 years to reach the same level. So yeah, it varies. I can't say that.
Sir, what are the difficulties of the topics you have been asked during interview? Like lead code medium or lead code hard?
It would not be lead code medium for Google. No, not at all. It would definitely be hard. And for these Uber and Google, it would be hard questions. But considering the other two companies, Salesforce and Sprinkler, they ask medium to hard. They don't ask that much hard questions. I remember in Sprinkler, I was asked this question: tetrahedron of code forces. It is just a 1600 level question. You can just search it up. But in Google, I was asked 1900 to 2000 level question in code forces. So yeah, it varies. And in Salesforce, I was asked just basic, easy lead code, easy to medium. It was not that difficult.
Sir, what is CP? Can you please explain? I have no idea about it.
Competitive programming is just programming at a level. There's a competition in code forces, platforms like code forces, code chef. We have a contest. It can be of 2 hours, it can be of 3 hours. uh, if you participate in it, there's just questions like these, like you are asked in lead code, right? You have to solve the maximum number of problems in that span, 2 hours, 3 hours. You are given points regarding it, and so yeah, you can see yourself in leaderboard if you get more points. And problems are more difficult than these lead code. So what I did was I did not start with lead code. I do not suggest that for building the problem solving skills. You have to start with code forces, code chef, and all. You can start with code chef because it has long contests and everything like that, right? So you can think about more, because in the starting just giving the small duration contest is not really helpful, because yeah, you can't think quick like that.
Sir,
Is it clear?
how much time you spend on a single question? Like, if you're giving a contest, like आप मतलब आप आपको अगर लग रहा है कि ये क्वेश्चन होगा, तो आप कितना टाइम देते हो बिफोर यू मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन?
मतलब कॉन्टेस्ट के वक्त या फिर बाद में?
यस सर, यस यस,
During the contest, during the contest.
ड्यूरिंग द कॉन्टेस्ट मतलब they are just level wise problems, right? If I can solve this problem, if I can't solve this problem, I can't solve the next level problem. It is the basic pattern in these contests, right? So I gave my whole time to that particular problem. But if I see that the problem that is the next to this problem is getting solves, so yeah, I move to that problem first.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Hmm. Any more doubt?
Yeah, sir. What resources you followed during your college days to prepare DSA?
I did not prepare for DSA at all. I just did competitive programming for 1.5 year of my
So,
starting.
so when did you start this year?
Uh, my batch started around December, I think, because I was the COVID batch, right?
No, sir, your competitive journey.
No, no, I'm just telling you. So yeah, my college started around December, but and then after 1 or 2 months, my seniors told me that they would take some classes regarding this competitive programming or DSA. So yeah, I started with that. After 2 or 3 months, uh, I went to their classes. They were just online classes because of COVID. Then I just learned through that, and then practice some questions that were given by my seniors, and they also held some contests on Code Forces or uh, other platforms. So I participated in that. Then I found that yeah, I'm pretty good at it, so I should continue that. So I did that for 1 year, and then after 1 year, I got to that level. Yeah, I'm getting bored from it, so I just switched to some other thing. But I like
Sir,
teaching,
one
so
more.
I'm just doing that.
So
Am I good at
first year and second year, right?
first year and second year? Yeah. In the last part, I just focused on the 450 problems of lead code, and you have a 450 sheet, right? Do you know that?
Oh, that's the premium one, right?
No, it's not a premium service. There's nothing like that. This just a compilation of 450 problems that you need to practice for interviews. It is the last thing that you need to do, because if you start it from now, it will just hamper your solving skills. So I suggest that you first do competitive programming, and then you in the last you can do that 450 sheet. That would take around 1.5 or 2 3 months. Sorry, 2 months to complete it, because those are just basic questions of DSA. That would really help you. You can just search 450 sheets, and I'm telling you, just don't practice. Start practicing more now. It will hamper your solving skills. Yeah. Any more doubts?
Sir,
Yeah,
do
sir,
we
one more.
need to read articles on Geeks for Geeks or other platforms for learning DSA?
Yeah, you can do that. But if you consider that you're doing CP, I will just refer to that. What is the CP algorithms? One second. Is it CP algorithms? Yeah, this is the site for it. You can do that. Data structure dynamic programming, and this is a really good website. This is for competitive programming, and for DSA, you can just refer to any blog of
Sir, can you
GFC.
share the link?
Yeah, just write CP algorithm and you will find it. And I'm also just sharing it.
And so one more doubt.
Yeah.
This is the last and final doubt from me. So, how to get better, like topic wise? Like the last contest, Div 2,
Mhm.
it was a Div 2. I wasn't able to solve the B question. It was
Div 2 of code forces.
yeah, code process. I
Okay.
solved the A, it was easy, but the B was like beat manipulation and stuffs. So
Yeah,
I was
so just do it topic wise, right? First learn the topics. What you are doing is just randomly touching topics and just you expect to get better in that. It is not the case. You just need to learn it structure wise.
that's the thing I'm saying, that like uh, how to practice. I mean, I know from the problem set I can get the tags and all,
Hmm.
but sometimes. But there are certain topics like I'm practicing and still I'm not getting it. So
I gave you this YouTube channel, right?
yeah, you gave it.
That Chirag Jan one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. You have problems regarding related to those topics in the dog itself, right? You just practice that. I told you that you can go to the description and you have a doc link there under each class. There are 20 class around, right, in level 1 and level 2. Yeah. So you can just go to the description and you have a doc link there, and you can just refer to that for understanding and just practicing. There are
And,
many questions.
and so,
In the
have you revised topics time to time?
No, no, no. If I know the concept, I will just not forget that, right? I will not. I will just forget the implementation, but I can just create my own implementation at the time, right?
Oh,
If I know the concept.
okay, okay. That you
So,
build up
what
on
is
your own something.
the YouTube channels?
One second. Yeah, you can refer to this level 1. I did this only. One second. This is my college seniors YouTube channel.
Sir, what you spend your most of the time during college days? Like we have yeah, our assignments and we have to go to the colleges. Like
Yeah.
what you spend?
Uh, yeah, I know it's hard for you to just attend college and do CP simultaneously, but that was not in my case because I had online classes. Right? Nobody attended online classes.
Okay, sir.
I should not say that because I'm doing online classes only. But yeah, I did not do that. So I
Sir,
had 3 semesters free. I did not need to attend any classes because there was no attendance policy in online. So I did most of that. I devoted most of my time to this only. And I also tried some ML or I also tried ML and web development, but I didn't get any interest from that. So I just skipped it.
sir, what is your CGPA in your college days?
In online semester, I got 8.6, and now it's low. I think it's 7.8. But yeah, it's really hard in an IIT. I'm an IIT student. It's not that easy.
Sir, is there any criteria to get into Google or like Microsoft? Like, is there any CGPA criteria that you have to
No,
have
no.
this CGPA to sit?
There is basic criteria like you have to just be above 6.5 or 7. It's just very low criteria, CGPA criteria. But yeah, there is no criteria. They just do it base of interviews, OLTs and interview. And they just see the circuital branch. They just recruit CSE,
Okay.
EC, and electrical peeps in my college. I don't know about the other colleges.
Okay, sir.
Anything else?
No, sir.
I wanted to ask, what is this college?
Sir, Techno India University in West Bengal.
Okay. And okay. And I wanted to ask that how am I teaching? Uh, is that fine?
Yes, sir, it's fine.
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Because most of you don't respond, so I don't know how exactly am I teaching, right? Only there are 2 3 people that respond weirdly.
Some are here for attendance, sir. That's why.
So just leave after attendance, right? Why do you need to just sit here? Okay. Should I continue with that DQ implementation? Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Yes.
Hmm. 1 second. Hmm. What I can do is just pointer to the next node and the initializer. Hmm, 1 second, I skipped the star. Is the implementation of linked list clear? You can do it, right?
Yeah,
They're
sir.
just you can do it, right? No. Let me just. Answer me. Can you do it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Implementation of the linked list can do it, but implementation of the DQ in linked list. So I don't think we are confident enough.
Okay. So there's just six functions of DQ, right? This is push back, pop back, push front, and pop front, pop front, int the back value, back element, front element. Yeah. Just think about it. How will we deal with this? First, what I do is first I initialize my head equal to tail equal to null. These are pointing to null values because there is nothing in the list right now. For push back, what I need to do is I just my the tail would change, right? This is the head, this is the first element, though this is the second element because the head would contain the first element. Let's get this common.
Sir, in the case of DQ, sir, head and last node will both change, right?
Yeah. Double ended queue. Yeah, fourth element, and then the tail. This is the fifth element. This is the head. First, fifth. Yeah. This is the linked list. In the initial phase, head equal to tail equal to null because there is no element in it. So yeah, we need to create a new tail, pointer to the new tail. Okay, this would be new, sorry, node with value val. Okay, and then new node, new tail. One second. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. What I would do is if tail equal to null, if tail is not equal to null, I would just do tail next equal to new tail. Is it okay? I've just connected the previous tail to the next tail. So yeah, if I'm inserting fifth, if I'm inserting sixth in this, I just pointed fifth to the sixth value. Okay, I'm doing that. And as part would say that there is this condition would execute if tail and head both are equal to null, and in this case it would point to new tail because this is the first element. So yeah, both of them become to equal to new tail, and after that I can just do tail equal to new tail. Okay, is this clear? This is the pushback function.
Yeah, sir.
What would be the pop back? I would just create a temporary pointer if there is one condition, if the tail equal to null, this is the case when dq is empty. So yeah, just return. You don't need to do anything. Okay. The other part would be, if you have something, just store the temporary value of that tail, and sorry, I made a mistake. For dq we have two pointers, next and previous. Okay, because after deleting you need to update the tail, right? So you need to move, if there are just five elements here, fifth, if you delete this fifth, you need to update the tail, right? You need to update the tail to fourth. So you need to move from fifth to back, fifth to the fourth. So you also need a pointer from fifth to fourth, fourth to third. So you need two pointers. Okay. So the previous would point to the previous element. So this pushback would
Sir,
change.
sir, if we like store the last node element in a
Hmm.
other temporary integer variable,
Yeah.
and return the variable and delete the node,
Hmm.
and do null with previous node, link null with previous node, it would work, sir. I don't know actually. I'm suggesting.
What? I didn't get you.
मतलब लास्ट वाला नोड का
हाँ.
जो एलिमेंट है वो एक टेम्पोररी वेरिएबल पे सेव सेव पहले करके
हाँ.
लास्ट वाला नोड को डिलीट करके
हम्म.
लास्ट का पहला जो नोड था उसको नल करके जो एलिमेंट हमने स्टोर किया था वो रिटर्न कर दे, वो फिर लास्ट वाला एलिमेंट रिटर्न करेगा।
क्या
और
स्टोर क्या
दो
किया
लिंक,
था?
हाँ,
स्टोर क्या किया था?
स्टोर लास्ट लास्ट नोड का एलिमेंट,
लास्ट नोड की वैल्यू
हाँ या लास्ट नोड का वैल्यू।
स्टोर करके क्या होगा? मतलब मेरे को तो अब टेल को अपडेट करके, टेल पॉइंटर को अपडेट करके सेकंड लास्ट वाले एलिमेंट पे पॉइंट करना है ना। अब मेरे को सेकंड लास्ट वाला तब तक नहीं पता चलेगा जब मैं यहाँ से हेड से पूरा ट्रेवर्स ना करूँ, and
ओह,
that would take order of n. So yeah,
या
that's why I'm taking two pointers in that. So it is just basic thing to just call tail dot previous, tail arrow previous, that would just point to fourth, right? So this is order of one operation that is implemented in dq. So this
या
would
सर।
change, this would change, one second.
Sir,
For
since
push,
these topics are there in our ESA exam, can you please tell which are important ones?
all of the ones I'm teaching are important. Yeah, for pushback, what we need is new tail equal to new node val, is to new tail previous would be updated since it is null now. This is null, and what is it? Previous would also be equal to null. This is an initializer. Mm. So it would point to tail, and if tail equal to null, tail equal to new tail, else what I can do is tail, tail next pointer would change to new tail, and then I would update the tail to new tail. Okay, and there is just one thing left. If head equal to null, head equal to null means there is just, this is the first element, so head will point to tail in this case. Okay. Both are pointing to one element because there is only one element in DQ. Okay. How would we implement pop back? Just think about that. Tail equal to null. This means that the DQ is empty. We need to just return. We don't need any operation. Else, what we need to do is we need to store a temporary pointer to the last element, and tail will be updated to tail.previous. Jump to the previous element and just tail next would point to null because this is the last element, and we just free the temporary one. This is the just free the last element or just pop it. Is this clear?
Yeah, sir.
Mm. For push front,
So,
yeah,
sir, in the pushback function, do we need to include that tail arrow next equal to null if the tail is not empty? Means
tail is not empty. Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah. If tail not equal to null, yeah, this means that tail is pointing to that only, pointing to a particular element. Then only we can just dereference it and point the next pointer of it to null. And we need to update that next because it is pointing to a particular. It will store a particular value, right? And
sir, I am saying that when the tail is not empty, we are not initializing that tail arrow. That new tail arrow next is null. We are not writing that. Why?
I don't get it. In the pushback one,
In the previous function, yes, sir, pushback function.
okay. What are you
Like
saying?
in the pop function, we are writing that tail arrow next equal to null. But
Hmm.
in the pushback function, we are not writing that. Why?
I'm not able to understand what your doubt is. What?
सर मैं बोल रही हूँ कि देखिए जो पुशबैक जो फंक्शन है उसमें जो एल्स वाला पोर्शन है उसमें
Hmm.
जो पुशबैक का जो फंक्शन है उसमें जो एल्स वाला पोर्शन है
Hmm.
उसमें टेल एरो नेक्स्ट को हम लोग न्यू टेल कर रहे हैं
हाँ,
और टेल को हम लोग न्यू टेल करके इनिशियलाइज कर रहे हैं पर न्यू टेल का जो नेक्स्ट है ना उसमें हम लोग नल क्यों नहीं दे रहे?
वो यहाँ से कर तो दिया हमने, ये वाला
कहाँ
हो तो
से?
गया। जब मैंने यहाँ पे बनाया, नया नोड बनाया, तो दिस कंस्ट्रक्टर इज कॉल्ड, ओके, एंड जो न्यू टेल का नेक्स्ट है दैट इज इनिशियलाइज टू नल एंड द प्रीवियस इज ऑल्सो इनिशियलाइज टू नल. Both of values are initialized to null when it is just created. When the node is created, both of them are initialized. Okay.
ओके सर.
Hmm. Yeah. So how would we implement push front? Would just create a new head because in this case head would change. So a new head is created, new node with value val, and new head. Next pointer of new head would point to the current head. And if head equal to null, this means that the linked list was empty. The DQ was empty, sorry. So the head would point to head would just change to new head. Okay. Else part previous of head would point to the new head because we need to create that link, and the tail would be updated to new head. Sorry, tail head. And if tail is null, we just update the tail to head. Is that clear? And for pop front, one second. If head equal to null, this means that the DQ is empty, so we just need to return. We don't need to do anything else. Otherwise, we just need equal to. One second. We'll just point to head, new element, the temporary pointer, and we would update head to head next, and the new head would point the previous to null. Because it is the first element, so the previous to that would be null, and we would just free the head. And one case, if head is not equal to null, then only we can do that. Okay. And this is not free head, it would be free temp. Yeah. Is that okay? And for this, we can just return tail value, and we need return head value. And there is just one condition: if tail is equal to null, just return -1 in that case. Okay. Similarly, if this is empty, yeah, same. And this is the implementation for it. Yeah. Is this clear?
Yeah, sir.
Any doubt? One more thing I needed to discuss, the polynomial representation using linked list. Polynomial representation. List. Yeah. We can just represent it. Let us assume that there is a polynomial p1x, px. Let us see that. It is ax square plus bx. You know what is a polynomial, right?
Yeah, sir.
Why are you laughing? So we can just represent it like
Sir,
this.
actually, I am from Bengali medium, so I searched the polynomial and what is polynomial in Bengali.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you can represent it like this. The first element would be the coefficient of the zero, x raised to the power 0. Right. So you can represent it like this. And if you want, let us assume that this is p1x and this is p2x, and it is dx plus e. So it would be like this, right? So you can, if you want p3x to be equal to P1 x plus P2x. How will we do that? You need to create a linked list for P3. So it would do that C plus D. Why is it A to D? B plus E. And this would be A. So this is the new linked list. This is the P3 is equal to P1x, the addition of the both polynomial. You can just practice that. You can just go through this. I'm just pasting it here. You can do that. Yeah. In the next class, we would start with priority queue and then practice some questions on it. And then, what should be the next topic? Can you tell me?
Number theory.
The tree.
Okay. I have been told
Sir,
that.
what
But
sir, what should be we learn first, tree or graph? Like, is there any prerequisite to learn these things?
listen, I'm told that I need to discuss uh, trees in the next class. Your There is a structure that is given to me. Okay. I was told that I need to discuss stack, linked list, queues, and dequeues. I discussed that, and so uh, for doing that, I was also told that to do some infix, postfix, but I'm skipping that because this needs tree implementation. So I would be starting with that in the next class and explain it later, the infix, postfix thing. Uh, but if you consider that, uh, if you are doing it for CP, the structure is like this. First, you need to do basic STL. You can see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sir. Yes.
Yeah, this is basic STL. Then you jump on to the number theory part. Okay, you can see that number theory started from here. The basic things like binary exponentiation, primality, GCD. GCD is greatest common divisor, and SPF thing. GCD is a basic thing. I was just thinking about SPF, the smallest prime factor. It is used for factorizing stuff. Okay.
Sir, sieve.
Yeah, sieve of Erasmus. What what do we say? Yeah, whatever it is. And we would just practice many problems in this number theory, and then there is many concept like divisor, number of divisor, and ETF. This is Euler-Toshian function. This is the number of co-primes of a. We just basically calculate the number of co-primes to a particular number. So yeah, then we jump onto combinatorics. Use number theory in it. Then we jump to bit manipulation. Then binary search and searching problems. Ternary search is also discussed. And then two pointers and stack and queue. And then DP, then graphs. No, then tree, and then graphs.
Sir, tree is not required, right, for CP?
No, tree is required.
I mean, like we solve it in with the graph logic only.
Yeah, you can do it. But tree is just a subset of graph, right? What is tree? Tree is nothing but a graph with a connected graph with, if you consider that n nodes are there, it is just a connected graph with n minus 1 edges. It
Yeah.
is just that. So you can do that. But yeah, most of the problems that I ask is regarding trees, and there are many concepts that You can apply to trees but not graphs. Like, let me just take it.
Like in CP, we won't like implement the full tree and solve the question.
1 second. Like, you have to do diameter of tree. Something is diameter of tree. Something is binary lifting, and all of these are just implemented in trees only. LCA, DP on trees, rerouting. Everything is just tree part. Tries is also a tree, and Fenwick tree, segment trees. All of these are trees. So yeah, more focus is on trees, but things like shortest path algorithm and DSU, this is related to graphs. So yeah, half of it. First we learn graphs, what is graph and basic tree, and then we discuss the shortest path algorithms to understand graphs. But most of it is related to trees because graph is a very complex topic, so they don't ask that many graph questions.
Sir,
It's just, yeah.
should I jump to like graphs for now? But my this one binary search and number theory part
No,
is
no, no, you
not
can't, you
that clear.
can't. No, 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 no.
I have to make that strong first.
Yeah, that's the. If you have time, just focus on that only. This pattern only. That first do this easy topics. Binary search is an easy topic. Graph is really tough. If you don't get binary search, you won't ever get graphs.
सर
That's why we
सिंपल
have
जो
created a
सर्च
pattern,
होता है,
right? क्या?
सर सिंपल जो बाइनरी सर्च होता है लाइक डिवाइड एंड कॉन्कर वो हो जाता है, बट जब कोई नंबर ढूंढने की बारी आती है, लाइक एक क्वेश्चन किया था, लाइक एक नंबर ढूंढना होता था कि लाइक 0 टू इंट मैक्स, सो उसमें कुछ लॉजिक ही नहीं आता।
मतलब उसमें फिर ऐसे क्वेश्चन रहते हैं कि बाइनरी सर्च मार के सर्च मारो और फिर उसको
हाँ
देखो
सर,
कि ये ट्रू है या नहीं, ऐसा वाला।
हाँ सर,
ये वैसे भी हो जाता है मेरे से। तो फिर एक एक प्रॉब्लम आता है कि लाइक इफ इट इज नॉट इवन सॉर्टेड, ऐसे भी क्वेश्चन
हाँ, तो
अच्छा पीक
जरूरी
पीक
नहीं है ना,
एलिमेंट।
वो सॉर्टेड नहीं देखना होता ना, बस तुम्हें ये कुछ जरूरी नहीं है कि हमें क्या चेक करना होता है, हमें बस चेक करना होता है कि वो क्या बोलते हैं उसे, नॉन डिक्रीजिंग हो या नॉन इंक्रीजिंग हो। उसको एक वर्ड क्या बोलते हैं?
Ascending, descending.
नॉन इंक्रीजिंग नॉन डिक्रीजिंग मीन्स इट कैन बी इक्वल एंड इट कैन बी असेंडिंग और डिसेंडिंग, इट कांट बी असेंडिंग एंड डिसेंडिंग।
तो अच्छा अच्छा समझ गया।
हाँ, तो यही होता है। चलो फिर अगली क्लास से क्या कराना बताओ।
नंबर थ्योरी।
अरे
या सर नंबर थ्योरी वुड बी बेटर।
Sir, tree, sir.
यार मेरे को तो देखो ट्री बोला है कराने को, मैं क्या करूँ।
सर आप आपके पास कितना क्लासेस है, हम कितना क्लासेस आपसे पा सकते हैं?
नहीं ऐसा नहीं है मेरा, ऐसा है कि मेरे को एक क्लास असाइन हुआ, मैंने बस वो देना है। आई डोंट नो अबाउट द फर्दर क्लासेस।
ओह,
इट इज़ नॉट लाइक कि 2 महीना करना है 3 महीना करना है।
सर ये आपका इंटर्नशिप टाइप का है क्या?
मतलब पढ़ाना ऐसे स्टार्ट कर दिया, इट
Side
इज नॉट
hustle.
एन इंटर्नशिप।
Side hustle.
साइड चल रहा है, मतलब आई लाइक टीचिंग, दैट्स व्हाई।
या सर आप वो कॉम्प्लेक्स टॉपिक्स बहुत अच्छे से समझाते हो। वो क्या बोलते हैं, वो कल मैट्रिक्स वाला वो समझ में नहीं आ रहा था, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा था।
क्या एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं समझ आ रहा था?
नहीं नहीं, क्वेश्चन क्वेश्चन मतलब शुरू कहाँ से करूँ?
अच्छा, मेरे को लगा बेइज्जती कर रहा है मेरी।
अरे नहीं सर,
कि अच्छा नहीं पढ़ाते। चलो ठीक है।
वही बोल रहा, आप जो हायर टॉपिक्स हो ना आप बहुत अच्छे से वो समझाते हो।
देख वही है ना, क्योंकि लेवल थोड़ा ज़्यादा है तो फिर ऐसा लग जाता है ना कि थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग ना हो तो मज़ा नहीं आता पढ़ाने में, ऐसा वाला है। वही अभी सेगमेंट्री वगैरह पढ़ो मेरे से, मज़ा आ जाएगा।
आप पढ़ाएंगे सर?
भाई अगर रहूँगा तो पढ़ा दूंगा।
सेगमेंट्स तो सोच रहा था वो टेम्पलेट में बना दूं।
नहीं, चेंज होता रहता है। पहले तुम्हें पढ़ाया है ना मैंने, 2-3 महीने पहले एक बार ही आया था मैं। तुम्हें पढ़ाया था किसने?
नहीं सर, ये महीने पे हम लोगों का आपका पहला नहीं, तीसरा क्लास है।
अच्छा। नहीं, मैंने पहले भी स्टार्ट किया था, बट वो मेरे इंटर्नशिप के टाइम था, तो फिर मैंने वो ज़्यादा प्रेशर हो रहा था, मैं छोड़ दिया था। बट अब फिर से कंटिन्यू कर दी, क्योंकि या फाइनल सेमेस्टर आई एम प्लेस्ड एंड आई डोंट हैव टू डू एनीथिंग, सो या व्हाई नॉट, आई लाइक इट।
ठीक है सर, नेक्स्ट क्लास ट्रीज ट्रीज से करते
नेक्स्ट
हैं।
क्लास ट्रीज है, नंबर थ्योरी नहीं है, ठीक है? मेरे
सर
को बोल
अगर ट्री अगर आप पढ़ाएंगे तो कुछ ऐसा बात जो है हम लोगों को दिमाग में पहले से रखना चाहिए, या लाइक प्री रिक्विजिट्स आप अगर बता दे तो हम लोग पढ़ के आ जाएंगे, फिर समझने में इजी रहेगा, नहीं तो छोटी छोटी बातों पे क्वेश्चन।
नहीं, ट्री में तो फिर पॉइंटर्स यूज होते हैं, जो अगर तुम्हारा बाइनरी ट्री एंड ऑल, तो
अच्छा,
पॉइंटर्स तो मैंने क्लियर कर ही दिया तुम्हारे, तो नो नो नीड फॉर
सर।
फर्दर।
रिकर्शन चाहिए था ना।
अच्छा, तो सुनो, अ, मेरे को बोला है ट्री पढ़ाने को, बट अगर तुम सीपी वाला कॉन्सेप्ट चाहते हो ना, तो वो
या
फिर
सर,
मेरे को ये वाला स्ट्रक्चर से पढ़ाना पड़ेगा पूरा। तो पता नहीं अब तुम क्या चाहते हो, डीएसए कराना चाहते हो फिर डीसीपी कराना चाहते हो, तो उसके बेसिस पे मेरा पढ़ाने का अलग स्टाइल हो सकता है।
सर आप अगर डीए से पढ़ाएंगे ना, ये लोग सारे रहेंगे, लाइक 79 पीपल, 65 पीपल से कोई अटेंड नहीं कर रहा है, कोई आप इनसे पूछ लो कि एक आवाज दे दे, कोई आवाज नहीं देगा। लेकिन इतने सारे अभी भी कितने लोग हैं, अभी भी सर देयर आर 13 पीपल सर, इवन सर विदाउट अस, इवन सर 3 पीपल वुडंट रिप्लाई टू योर क्वेश्चन।
व्हाट शुड आई डू?
सर सीपी।
नहीं, सीपी तो करा दूंगा, बट मेरे को जो ऊपर से बोल रखा है वही करूंगा ना।
हाँ सर, वो भी सही है।
या तो अपने टीचर से बात करो, जो भी है, कि आई यू नीड सीपी एंड अगर मेरे वाला क्योंकि मेरे को एक स्ट्रक्चर दे रखा है, कुछ मेरे को टॉपिक्स जो कवर कराने हैं, बट अगर तुम्हें स्ट्रक्चर चेंज कराना है, चेंज करा के ये वाला स्ट्रक्चर करना है,
या
जस्ट फॉर
सर।
सीपी, सो या इफ यू डू दैट आई विल जस्ट टीच दैट।
अच्छा अच्छा, लाइक
वो तो तुम
हम लोग क्लास में सर पढ़ाए हैं, ट्री पढ़ाए हैं, ग्राफ पढ़ाए हैं, जस्ट ऊपर ऊपर से सब कुछ खत्म कर दिया। लाइक अगर सही से अगर पूरा कॉन्सेप्ट ग्रास्प करना है तो पहले से सब कुछ जानना पड़ेगा ना, लाइक नंबर थ्योरी, द बाइनरी सर्च, तो
एक
वो
क्लास
सब
में
कुछ।
ग्राफ खत्म सर।
हाँ सर, एक
तो
क्लास में ग्राफ खत्म,
क्या
भाई
डीएफएस
तुम्हारे
बीएफएस दोनों खत्म।
भाई
सब
तुम्हारे
खत्म।
एकेडमिक कोऑर्डिनेटर बैठे हुए हैं भाई टीट में। देख लो।
सर जो सच है वही तो बोलेंगे ना सर, पूरे बैच से पूछ लीजिए, पूरा बैच सेम बात बोलेगा, एक वर्ड तक चेंज नहीं होगा।
अच्छा, तो क्या करें अब? तुम अगर देख जो बताएंगे मैं वही पढ़ाऊंगा ना।
या सर,
तुम अगर बात कर लोगे मैं चेंज कर दूंगा। मैं तो कहाँ पे पढ़ाना, बस पढ़ा के चला जाऊंगा मैं। मेरे को दोनों ही चीज आती है। बट आई ऑल्सो थिंक दैट सीपी इज मोर रिक्वायर्ड इन दिस।
नहीं नहीं sir, आप पढ़ा भी दोगे, लाइक कॉलेज में जैसे पढ़ रहे हैं आप भी पढ़ा दोगे, हम लोग को कुछ समझ में नहीं आएगा। लाइक अगर वो प्री रिक्विजिट अगर कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ, बाइनरी
हाँ
सर्च एंड
हाँ
एडवांस बाइनरी सर्च, ग्राफ,
हाँ
वो नंबर थ्योरी एंड वगैरह
हाँ
वगैरह,
हाँ। तो
लाइक कॉलेज जैसा ही हो जाएगा फिर।
अपने ये जो
हाँ
एकेडमिक
सर।
कोऑर्डिनेटर है, ये अभी सुन रहे हैं मेरे को? कैन यू
सर
मीट?
आप सुन रहे हैं क्या? हेलो सर, अगर इनका नाम क्या है,
मेरे को क्या
पर्सनली
पता
मैसेज
सर,
कर।
मेरे को
विश्वास
नहीं
सर हैं
पता।
क्या?
तनुज सर तो, हाँ तनुज सर ही हम लोगों को तो मैसेज कर रहे थे, तनुज
अच्छा,
सर को फिर बोलेंगे।
एक बार उनसे बात कर लो, देख लो।
हाँ सर।
मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला भाई। मेरे पे
हाँ
मत
सर,
डाल।
ऑब्वियसली सर, हम लोग ही
हाँ
फोर्स कर रहे हैं ना।
हाँ, मैं तो बस पढ़ा दूंगा। हंस ले भाई, सही है। चलो ठीक है, फिर बात करके
हाँ
देख
सर।
लेना एंड देख लो। चलो, ओके भाई।
ओके सर।
ओके सर,
ओके
थैंक
सर।
यू। हेलो।
Thank you.
प्रियंका, आज क्यों? एनीवन हियर?